Welcome to the special outdoor edition of the Dr. Cruise Show. We are here to memorize the foundings of the great scientist Steve Jobs. Therefore we invited two friends, namely Bill Gates and Steve Wozniak. Well, give him a warm applause. Bill Gates!
I'm doing great.
Well, what a pleasure to meet you. Would you like something to drink?
Yes, I would. I would like a beer. Hello, sir. It's an honor to meet you. Yes, thank you.
So, well, what was your reaction when he died?
Well, of course, I was very sad. Well, we all knew it was coming. He had cancer for a long time. But when he actually did pass away, I was very sad and still a bit shocked in the way it happened.
So, you miss him a lot?
Yes, I do miss him some.
Well, why was he such a great worker?
Well, he was also always very perfectionist. Always, every little detail he wanted to make sure that it was perfect. Even in the commercials and everything, he was very involved in the entire company. And that is why I think he was such a great worker. But also, he was a great scientist as well. He was the one who founded Apple together with Steve Wozniak, who will be later on the show as well. Yeah. And yes, they together founded an entire company which changed the world as we know it. They changed the way we look at technology and the way technology looks at us.
Well, so that you tell us more about your company.
Well, of course, Microsoft. I also had a lot of help from Steve Jobs in founding this, but due to circumstances, we did split, and he went on to do another company of his own.
Well, what do you think was his greatest accomplishment in his whole life?
That's a difficult question. I think I would have to say that the fact that we now think it is normal that everyone around the world has a cell phone or an MP3 player or a smartphone in their pocket, and everyone thinks that is normal. I think he is the main person we have to thank for that, the making technique accessible to everyone. I think that was the biggest accomplishment.
Yeah, he did understand his work, don't you?
Oh yes, of course. He did know what he was doing. He was a smart man. He was able to program and do other things like that. But mainly he was also very good at marketing and economics. But of course he was also very technical. But we also have to thank Steve Wozniak for that a lot, for the technical part.
Yeah, they formed a great deal.
Yes, they did. They did. Steve Wozniak was able to design and code all products, and Steve Jobs was able to sell them to the market.
Yeah. Well, it's almost time for our next guest. I thank you so much. It was a pleasure to meet you.
Yes, it was a pleasure to meet you too, Dr. Cruz.
Yeah, so, well, Bill, you know where the gate is? We have had our first guest, and now let me introduce our second one, Steve Wozniak. Hi!
It's nice to meet you.
Thank you, it's a pleasure. Basically, Steve was a great person. Thank you. So, where did you get to know him?
Well, a friend of mine brought him to my place, Ron Wayne. He's together with us a co-founder of Apple. And in my bedroom we developed the Apple I. I and Steve designed the motherboard.
What's the Apple I?
It's one of the first computers in the world. I think it's the first, actually. And we developed it in my bedroom, and within a month we sold 50 of them to a local computer shop, Byte, and they gave it a display and a keyboard.
That must have been a great feeling that someone
Yes.
is using your computer.
It was awesome. We were teenagers still, and someone bought 50 computers of us. It was awesome. It was the, well, indescribable feeling.
So, what was so special about your computer?
Well, it wasn't really special, but it was the first computer in the world. If we compare it to the techniques we use now, it's nothing. But in those days it was so awesome. Someone could play games on an electrical engineered device. It was so awesome.
So, what was your main goal when you were making the computer?
Entertaining people.
Entertaining people.
I bought some Apple products with me. We introduced them last month. This is the iPod 4. It's like you can play games with it. You can touch and swipe. It's not on the market yet.
It's really thin, isn't it?
Yes, I think it's 3.5 millimeters or something. Really thin. And
So, what do you have in your hands?
this is a revolutionary phone. It's the iPhone 4. Well, let's start with sound quality. It's amazing.
Wow!
Yes, and
I'm
there
flabbergasted!
Yes, there are more amazing things about this phone. Look at this small dot in the front. This is a 3.2 MP camera. And in the back we've got a 5 MP camera. It's awesome. Look at this picture. A palm tree on my holiday in Spain. You can zoom in as far as you like. And it stays sharp. It's revolutionary. It's really, really, really good. And the swipe, also very easy. It's so smooth. This is also because of the 4-inch Retina display. But this is the iPhone 4 and you should all buy one within a month because then it's on the market. It's so revolutionary and so awesome. Look at this button. The iPhone 3 does not have it yet, but you can put on the sign like this and you can put it off when you do it back. It's really easy in class, for example. I think teenagers are gonna love this phone. Really, you should all buy one.
Wow, thanks for coming. It was a pleasure to meet you.
Yes, it was great to inform you all about this new product. And, well, I hope to see you next time.
Yes.
It's a pleasure to come here again. See you.
See you. Well, Steve, don't forget your apple. So, that was our last guest. Steve Jobs was also here in 2010. Also an outdoor show. Oh, let's watch the interview. Let me introduce you to the special guest of the day, Steve Jobs. Oh, welcome on the show.
Yeah, it's nice to be here.
So, how are you? I heard you had cancer and...
Well, yeah, it was going better this year, and we're hoping that medication will stop soon, and that I will be able to live normal again. But we're not sure. It can always come back.
Yeah, it is. Well, do you have any struggles while working?
While
Your
working?
adventures?
Well, if you're thinking on struggles, we don't have struggles at the moment. Because we've just got a new prototype released of the iPhone 4. I got it in my hands. It doesn't work yet, it's a prototype. Here you can see it, close up. And the back. And besides, always with the iPhone, we have an iPod with the earphones with it. They both don't work yet, but very good prototypes, and we're gonna expect a nice and good product. But besides the iPhone and the iPod, we're also working on a new iPad, which is going to be the first iPad in the world, and it's going to be a tablet. It will be bigger than the iPhone. It will be like about this size, and you will be able to work on it and switch with different programs, and you can also see movies better, watch pictures better, and you can also do games in a different way.
So, where did you get your ideas from?
Well, ideas are always based on inspiration, and I'm always getting my inspiration out of products that are already made and out of things that inspire me. And the most things that inspire me are perfection. I think every product that you make needs to be perfect to become a success on the market.
Perfection. So, this is really a revolutionary phone, isn't it?
Yeah, for Apple it's revolutionary, and I will believe that this phone is going to change the world in terms of how we think about phones. The iPhone 3 and the iPhone 1 all changed the world already, but this one will make the world even more connected. It will be able to go on the internet faster, it will make pictures faster, it will make better pictures, it will be able to store more pictures and more videos. It will be just a great product.
So, did you invent the iPhone all on your own, or did you have any help?
No, you always have a team behind you, but you first gotta make the prototype, and well, as I already said, perfectness is already the first step to, well, make a good product. But all the people at Apple, they just help with the design, and they actually, I have the ideas, and they work it out.
Well, that's great. I think it's going to be a huge production of iPhones in about a year.
Yeah, we hope so.
Yeah. What was the big turning point in history?
You mean for Apple as a company?
Yeah.
Well, for Apple as a company, I think the turning point was at the moment we invented the Apple One. We invented it, I invented it with Steve Wozniak, and we worked on it, and what I realized, that most computers were good, and in terms of technique, they were the best at that moment. But we also thought that design also needed to be really good, and we made the Apple One in such a way that it was one of the most beautiful computers on the market, and that appealed to some people, and it made it a pretty, well, successful product, and it gave the name Apple perfection and nice design.
Yeah. So, when did you start realizing that making cell phones is your future?
Well, I didn't realize that it was my future, but I thought about cell phones, and I saw that the cell phone market wasn't really invented yet, but the iPod market, as we say it, was going to start up. And our first project was the iPod Shuffle, which was a really immense success. And after that I realized that the market of iPods and the market of phones was not really discovered by our company yet, but that we could really be a big part of it and help the market to become better. So after the iPod Shuffle, we started with the iPhone and the iPod Touch and iPod Nano, and all those products all were a success for the whole market.
Well, that's great. Well, I hope you really enjoyed the show. This was a flashback of last year. Well, see you next week. This was the Dr. Kroes Show.